what can we do to mitigate climate change?
The most important thing if we want to mitigate the climate change is to stop emitting CO2 into the atmosphere, which means that we should not use coal, gas and oil to produce energy and to move around the planet. That is only possible if we implement a lot of renewable energy sources like solar and wind and hydro, and that's the main goal of the mitigation of the climate change and the implementation of the Paris Agreement. So we should stop emitting CO2 and producing energy using these sources which not emit CO2. It is easy to say, but it's really hard to implement, so global nations trying to do this for the last 30 years without much success. What we see now is that we are only on the brink in terms reducing emissions. Up to now, we're still emitting more and more CO2 each year. For example, in 2023, we emitted more CO2 than in 2022, but we hope that in the next few years we're going to see decline in emissions, and we hope that in the middle of this century we will not emit CO2 anymore and stabilize our climate system. In terms of personal actions, the main way how we can contribute to the mitigation of climate change is to try to reduce usage of all resources that we use every day. For example, if we talk about the water, it will be good if you can use less water in comparison to some kind of normal usage. So we should try to use less water. We should try to not buy a lot of food and then throw some significant part of that because we didn't use it. For example, on the global level, we throw every day about 30% of food that we buy. So that is not good for the climate, and also it's not good for our budget. And at least, for example, we can also be very respectful for the clothing that we buy, because we sometimes buy a lot of clothing and then we just use few of the pieces. So in that sense, we should try to reduce and to some kind optimize our usage of different resources like energy, water and food. And in that sense, we can contribute on our personal level how to reduce the emissions of CO2. But to fully mitigate the problem of the climate change, we need to change our way how we produce energy in general and switch from this fossil energy to the renewable energy.